What's up guys, YvensB here, Montreal sports and portrait photographer. As this crazy guy, you might be wondering what these things are doing. Well, today on Photography Basics, we're going to discover how these things we call diffusion panels work for your softbox. And we're also going to look at how they impact your portrait in and behind the scenes. So the light setup. For this test, we're going to use an Octabox. An Octabox is a variant of a softbox. They're in the same family. The only difference between a softbox and an Octabox is the number of sides, and the Octabox has 8 sides, hence why it's called an Octa. Most high quality softboxes come with 2 diffusion fabrics. The first one is called the inner baffle, which is stuck on the inside of the modifier. In our case, it's an Octabox. I'm even confused. And the inner baffle reduces the presence of hot spots that are present in most flashes. The other fabric, or the second one, that's on the outer layer is called the diffusion panel and goes on the outside or the edge of the softbox. This fabric disperses the light even further by reducing the actual hotspot even further and making it soft, hence why it's called a softbox. To start off this test, we're going to measure the exposure, and for this test I chose f4.0 as my desired aperture, and with my aperture selected I placed the Godox ad400 Pro in the same position for the entirety of the behind the scenes. Now I will start taking photos without any diffusion panels inside of the Octabox. Not adding any diffusion panel is great in some situations, and let's explore one. The first situation is you are lacking of flash power. The diffusion panel cuts back on how much light can be obtained from your flash. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're a little short on flash power and you cannot get the light closer to your subject because it gets in your frame, removing a panel might be the right choice in your case. The second situation is when you need saturation when using gels. Diffusion panels cuts back on how much color can be obtained for your set of gels, since the white that's in the diffusion fabric will wash out your colors. Removing panels from the softbox in order to get a little more colorful result will help you get you there. The third situation is if you like hard light. Like the results of this test, this photo does not use any diffusion fabrics inside of the softbox, which creates some small specularity on the skin. And that may be useful if you're doing sports or doing anything with a very hard light. So now we will add the inner baffle. By adding the inner baffle, we're potentially cutting away some light, hence why I'm measuring my light again. And to measure my exposure, to be scientific, I'm using the Lumo power, which helps me make sure I get the exact output from my Godox ad400 Pro all the time. I also reviewed it here. And now, can you see the difference between both photos? Although we measured the exposure and it was the same, the skin looks a little different as there are deeper pores on the side of the face, on the right side of the face, sorry. Also, the catch light is different, as you can see the many panels that are actually on the side of Rosie's eye, and that can impact your portrait a lot. And now, let's add the last layer, the diffusion panel. Can you see the difference between all of them? There's now even less specular highlights on Rosie's skin, and the shadows are actually deeper and deeper. And the question is, which one did you prefer? The no diffusion panel, the fully diffused photo? Do let me know in the comments, and if you need to pick up a softbox or a brand new light like the ones in this video, I left recommendation in the description below. Purchasing from these links really helped me create more and more tutorials like these, and I hope you find this one useful. If so, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe to get notified of the next series of videos and tutorials on lighting. So this has been YvensB, Montreal sports and portrait photographer, and I wish you, as always, good luck and happy shooting. Cheers.